Welcome to the show. Boy, do we have a great show for you today. But first, I know you guys are liking the giveaways, and this time it's going to be the best one yet. Are you ready? For this giveaway, I want to invite you to join me for dinner at one of my favorite restaurants. That's right, you heard me right. Dinner with the great Eldersky. Fine dining with yours truly. We can talk about anything you want, and I'll answer all your questions. Well, mostly all your questions. It'll be a great time for sure. So hurry up and go to winlarry.com to sign up. I'll be announcing the winner live on February 22nd, so make sure to stay tuned. And last but not least, a big thank you to everybody who joined the giveaway for the mug, this mug right here. And you better use it every time you watch my show. Now for today's episode. A little flashback for you. It was two, count them, two against the great Eldersky, which means it was a fair fight.
I'll have that for you in just a second, but I was going to play it right now. But George from North Hollywood is called, and I want to talk to George. George, thank you so much for calling. I appreciate it. You're on.
Yes, hi, Mr. Elder. I just had a question is that what problem do you have being born black? And I say that because it seems like listening to your show for I don't know how many years, you seem to justify all the wrong things that white America has done to blacks.
George, I hate to
every day, and it seems like people like you, Sean Hannity, you spend 3 hours a day, every day, criticizing Obama, and my reason is only because he's black, and that's surprising.
Well, George, is Sean Hannity born black?
Of course not.
Well, you said you and Sean, so Sean's criticizing him and I'm criticizing him. You started out by saying, what do you have against being born black? I'm trying to figure out why that's your criticism when Sean has not been born black, but he feels the same way about Obama as I feel. Can you explain that, George?
Well, Sean Hannity's automatic because to me, he's a racist anyway.
I see. So Sean is criticizing Obama.
Racist also.
So Sean is criticizing Obama because he's a racist. I'm criticizing Obama because I'm a self-loathing black man.
Yes, I would say that. And there are black racists also.
I see. George, that's very...
There must be some reason you're so critical of President Obama.
And George, tell me how you feel I've been unfairly critical of Obama. I assume you feel the criticism is unfair, otherwise you wouldn't be calling. How have I been unfair?
And a lot of reasons.
Yeah, no, just give me one reason, George. We only have time for one. Just give me one. It shouldn't be too hard for you since you listen every day. You say you listen every day. It shouldn't be hard. Give me one.
We just listened to the entire concept you played of Romney at the Catholic dinner.
Right.
We heard nothing about Obama.
And so I'm supposed to play.
Romney.
George, I hate myself because I'm black. I hate myself as a black person because I didn't play 8 minutes of Obama. Isn't that a little lame, George?
You didn't play it, sir.
So therefore, I hate myself.
You didn't play it.
Have you played it?
I've noticed when people
have you played Obama's speech?
I listened to it. I listened to
it too.
I listened to
it as well.
But I'm not as critical as that.
So George, you're mad at me because I played 10 minutes. You're mad at me because I played 10 minutes of Romney telling a joke. I didn't play Obama's, and therefore I hate myself because I'm black. George, really?
No, I'm upset about the fact is that people like you, Sean,
people like me,
the whole crew, is so critical of Obama. But yet when people call in, you label them as you say liberals. They're always wrong. They start to stress certain points. You guys hang up on them. You cut them off, which is your power and your right. So why have them call in?
Have I cut you off, George? Have I hung up on you?
Not yet.
No.
I'm shocked.
Well, George, you shouldn't be shocked. You called up. You have a point of view. I'm more than happy to take on people who dissent, as I've done with you. I've not yet quite heard why you feel I've been unfair to Obama, other than I haven't played Obama's 8-minute speech at the Al Smith dinner. But you said you listen to me every day. That's all you've got?
No. For example, and this has been so talked about, Obama inherited a bad situation. Everybody says, oh, here we go with Bush again, here we go with Bush again. But the point is, and the fact is, he did.
Did I ever say that he didn't, George? Excuse me, George, you say you listen to me every day. Did I ever say that he didn't inherit a bad situation? Ever? Ever?
I never heard you say.
Okay, George, Obama inherited a bad situation. Are you happier?
I've heard you said he made it worse.
He did.
By tripling the debt.
He did.
And then again, I also heard that
George, here's what I'm trying to figure out. Are you saying because I'm a black person, I ought not be criticizing Obama because he's black? Is that what you're telling me?
I'm not saying that.
Well, what are you saying?
What I'm saying is that it seems like for the first time in the history of this country, before Obama, what everybody's been saying, that only a white guy could be qualified to be president.
I'm sorry. Everybody hasn't been saying that, George. I've never said that.
A black man gets to be elected president, and some of the most astute minds in the country, congressmen, senators, scholars, you name it, famous writers, it's been their goal from day one. Don't let this man have a second term. Why? The way I think, I'm not the only one. Millions think the same way, sir. Only because he's black.
George, I know
now,
that millions. I know that millions of people think the way you think, George, and millions of people are as wrong-headed as you are. Let me ask you a question. When Barack, may I finish my question, please, and you can respond? When President Obama ran for U.S. Senate in Illinois, he ran against Alan Keyes. He's a black man. For whom would you have voted in that election?
Obama.
Why?
I like his policies.
Okay, then. I don't like his policies, George. Why do you have a right to vote for Obama even though you're black and he's black because you like his policies? I don't have a right to vote against Obama because he's black and I'm black and I don't like his policies. Explain that to me, George.
Because like most black Americans, believe it or not, or minorities, and they have the opportunity to vote for a black man before.
You had an opportunity, if you had been in Illinois, to have voted for a black man as a Republican or a black man as a Democrat. Why did you choose a Democrat? You answer, because you preferred his policies. I prefer the Republicans' policies over the Democratic policies, George. Why does that make me a self-loathing black guy? How can you weren't a self-loathing black guy if you had hypothetically been in Illinois and you voted against Alan Keyes in favor of Obama? They were both black. You voted against a black guy.
Well, as you say, it's American. That's my choice. That's my opinion.
Well, for crying out loud, George, for every day I come on this show and I give my opinion as an American, yet you call me up and you call me a self-loathing black man. You ought to apologize, George. You ought to apologize.
I hear this.
You ought to apologize, George. You should apologize. Larry Elder, I apologize to you for calling you a self-loathing black man. Come on, George, give it to me. Give it to me. I'm sorry?
I apologize.
Thank you. George said he apologized. Love it. Love it. Love it.
What's that? The great Eldersky has in his baby brown libertarian fingers a pair of my slippers? I do indeed. But if you don't, you are missing out. That's why we put that number on the screen. Call that number or go to MyPillow.com, promo code ELDER, and order your own My Slippers. They come in different colors and in different styles. And this, of course, is the item that started it all. The MyPillow. Different sizes. You've never slept on anything this wonderful. Call the number on your screen or go to MyPillow.com, promo code ELDER. And this, of course, is the 6-pack towel set. Towels that work, meaning they absorb water, which is kind of the whole point. Now, Mike found out there are a lot of towels, look good, fluffy, smell good, look bright on the shelves. You take them home, they don't work, they don't absorb the water. To get towels that work, that look good, that feel great, go to MyPillow.com, promo code ELDER, or call the number on your screen. Finally, what's this? The Giza Dream bedsheet? That's right. That's right. And mine is in white because I'm the black face of white supremacy, but you can order them in different colors and, of course, in different sizes. All you have to do is go to MyPillow.com, promo code ELDER, or call the number on that screen, promo code ELDER, MyPillow.com.
That excerpt from that movie is pretty appropriate following my last call with George. George, if you're still listening, I appreciate the fact that you ultimately apologized for saying that my opposition to Obama was fueled by my being a self-loathing black man. I mean, you saw how silly you sounded. First, you lumped me in with Sean Hannity. Sean Hannity, to my knowledge, was not born a black man. If he was, I bet Mr. and Mrs. Hannity probably were shocked. And then when I asked you, hypothetically, if you lived in Illinois, for whom would you have voted when Barack Obama, a black man, ran against Alan Keyes, another black man, and you said Obama right away, and I said, why? And you said you like his policies. Anyway, so I think you realized, and maybe you learned something, George. And again, I thank you for having listened. I thank you for calling. Before I play this exchange between Jon Stewart and the president about Benghazi, because honestly, Jon Stewart asked better questions than many of these journalists do. I was really impressed with the questions he was asking him. And Obama didn't answer the questions, but I thought he asked very good questions. One of his questions was, is your case for re-election the positive things you've done or the negative things that Romney will do? That was a great question. But I'll play that for you in just a minute. But the reason I'm switching things up just a little bit is because of George's phone call. The call that I had last hour. And the reason George's call is important is because, as you well know, 95% or so of blacks voted for Obama. Without this monolithic black vote, Obama would not be president of the United States. And I feel that this monolithic black vote is a direct threat to our republic. I repeat, I feel it's a direct threat to our republic. When somebody walks in there and routinely pulls the lever for Democrats because they believe that the other side is racist, or they believe the country is racist, or they believe that the playing field is unlevel to the point where government has to come in and take money from this guy and give it to that guy, that's a problem. That's a serious problem. And anyway, so I got this letter from David. David is one of my Facebook friends. And again, think about my conversation with George as I'm reading this. Hello, Larry. I want to tell you about my latest incident. Upon entering my gym yesterday, 2 of my fellow gym rats, who happen to be black like me, were engaged in a bashing of Republicans and Mitt Romney as it related to Tuesday's debate. As they saw me standing there, one of them said, "Oh, here's another one of them Republicans." And I jokingly said, "Hey, how about those Oklahoma Sooners?" knowing that if I engaged in a political discussion with them, all I would do is get ignorance, dogma, and conjecture. So black gym rat number 2 says, "You mean to tell me you voted for Sarah Palin?" I looked at him a bit puzzled and I said, "I wasn't aware Sarah Palin was running for office." Gym rat number 1 said, "You're just one of those brothers who want to be different and buck the status quo." To which I said, "No, I'm a person who happens to vote for the political ideology that best fits my personal ideology, and that happens to be Mitt Romney." Gym rat number 2 says, "That's the way it is with you light-skinned MFs who grow your hair in dreads so that you can look more like white people." I said, "No, I grow my hair this way because I'm a musician, and it gives me a look that the entertainment business would respect." Anyway, after enduring a couple of more ignorant insults, I then said, "If the 2 of you would like to engage me in an intellectual discussion based upon facts and stats, I'm more than happy to participate in that kind of engagement. But if you just want to hurl insults at me because you don't like my political affiliation, then I'm not really interested in that." Gym rat number 2 then says, "He's just trying to show he's smarter than you. He thinks he's white." I said, "That's typical when it comes to guys like you. When you have no adult response, you think you can hurt people by questioning my blackness." Gym rat number 2 then says, "He like that fool Larry Elder." I said, "I most certainly am." Then a veiled threat was passed my way. Gym rat number 1 said, "You better never go down to Compton talking that blank and you get shot." I said, "I don't have any reason to go to Compton, but I'm quite confident in being able to protect myself in any part of the city or any part of the state." Larry, my point in telling you all of this is that it really makes me sad, the level of ignorance in the black community. I am a somewhat successful musician. I haven't achieved success just because of my musicianship. It also comes from how I conduct myself on a daily basis with those I encounter, the way I speak. I don't dumb myself down to make others feel better about themselves. Hope you have a great show today. You are an inspiration, and I thank you for that. Signed, Dave. Dave, thank you very much for your letter. I really do appreciate it. I really do. The number is 1-800-222-5222. Lisa, how you doing, Lisa?
Hi, Larry. How are you?
I'm doing well, thank you.
I need to find out something, Larry. I keep hearing you say MSNBC hee-haw.
MSNB hee-haw.
I need to see
Thank you. It worked. You laughed.
I'm always laughing. Everything you say, not everything, Larry, but most of the things you say are very humorous. But
I got a feeling you mean that in a sarcastic way, young lady.
No, I do not,
Okay.
Larry. I have a lot of respect for you, even though George had some good points on you, Larry. I happen to be an African-American female. I'm a nurse.
May I interrupt one second? You said George had some good points. What good point did he make? What one good point did he make?
Okay, the point that he made about he compared you a little bit with what is the guy on Fox?
Sean Hannity.
Sean Hannity.
Right.
You guys do have some similarities.
Lisa, there's no question that we have similarities. We agree about almost everything. My point was he came on and called me a self-loathing black guy and said you're like Sean Hannity. Sean Hannity's white.
And I'm glad he apologized because he was wrong in that sense. But I think you go a lot on party, and you shouldn't do that. You should not do that, Larry. You only go on party.
Okay, Lisa, for whom did Larry Elder vote in 2000?
You did not vote for Barack Obama.
In 2000, Barack Obama ran in 2008.
Okay, who did you vote for in 2000?
Lisa, you're the one who told me I vote the party. You should know. You're the one who tells Larry Elder votes party, so you ought to know. I've been on the air 20 years. I've talked many times about who I voted for in 2000. For whom did I vote?
Well, I just started listening to you, so you got to tell me.
Well, Lisa, you know, when you come into the movie late and then you start talking about what happened earlier on in the movie, that's a little cheeky, isn't it? I mean, seriously.
It's true. Okay.
Okay, I voted for the Libertarian candidate in 2000 because George W. Bush promised to expand government, promised to do the prescription benefit bill for seniors, promised to be the education president, all of which I rejected and wrote a column about why I was, quote, throwing away my vote.
Okay, I apologize on that. I'll go back. I'll apologize on that issue. But do you agree with everything that Mitt Romney says?
Of course not.
All his policies.
Of course not. I don't agree with Romney Care. I don't agree with that silly, condescending way that he dealt with that woman asking him the 72% question.
Okay.
I don't have the same position on abortion, as you know. I'm a libertarian on abortion. I'm a libertarian on marriage. I disagree with him on marriage. I disagree with him on even how he wants to preserve Medicare. I would sunset Medicare. I'd give it 20 or 30 years and get rid of it. I would get rid of Medicaid. I'd get rid of. I would privatize Social Security. He doesn't go nearly as far as I want him to go.
Okay, then, as George, I apologize, and I'll go back and I'll retract that statement. And back to my original purpose for the call. Do you have an acronym for Fox News? Because I
do.
What is it?
Fair and Balanced.
You are so wrong. You need to apologize. You know that is not true. You need to apologize to me for that. You know.
All right. All right. Let me do it bilingual. Lo siento. Thanks, Lisa. Bye-bye.
Just another day at the office. And that brings us to Joe Biden's America.
We're living in Joe Biden's America. Yeah. Joe Biden's my favorite president to hear speak. Why? Because I like riddles. Every time he's on TV, it's like a new ad lib. You know, he's like, folks, when I was a little boy, America was a small town. I broke my elbow, folks. I had a broken elbow, ages 4 to 9. Go to the doctor was also the mayor, folks. You didn't pay him in money. You give him garlic bread. You give him a whole bushel of garlic bread, folks. Dr. Mayor garlic bread. You say, what? That's the president.
And a 104-year-old lady offers her secret to a long life.
Now you're drinking Dr. Pepper right now.
That's exactly right. That stuff is good. It's got sugar in it, and 2 doctors have told me that if I drink it, I will die, but they died first.
They died first. Now run that by me again.
Now you're drinking Dr. Pepper right now.
That's exactly right. That stuff is good. It's got sugar in it, and 2 doctors have told me that if I drink it, I will die, but they died first.
Guess what I'm holding up? You know what this means, don't you? It means you're going to have to deal with me for another, let me do the math, 32 years. Is this a great country or what? Let's take a look at some of these memes. Here's the first one. Your brakes are shot, your oil is low, and there are classified documents in your air filter. Biden says, I'm following special counsel. Docs kept with vet in locked garage, not in a gas stove. Good to know. Biden leaves the Veep's bathroom with classified docs stuck to the bottom of his shoe. I hate when that happens. Biden reading classified documents found at Mar-a-Lago. How could anyone be so irresponsible? Trump's mishandling of classified documents, Biden says, was totally, completely, abysmally irresponsible. Well, at least I'm not Trump. That line used to work a little bit better until we found all the classified documents at the Penn Center, near your event, and in your home. And that's not all, folks. I take classified documents very seriously. Actually, I just take classified documents. And that's meme time. Now hit that like button and be sure to subscribe to our show. and scroll down. You'll see the little area where you can get on our mailing list. Do that. Why? Because every now and then, believe it or not, YouTube apparently has some issues with our videos. To make sure you don't miss any, make sure you're on our mailing list. You see that big round donate button? Hit that. Throw a little something in the tip jar. Remember, LarryWithEpoch.com, EPOCH, LarryWithEpoch.com.